If you are looking to relocate to Edmonton, or you live in Edmonton and you're ready for your first home or your next home, you probably know a little bit about what's been happening with inventory. There is a scarcity of homes. There is no homes on the market, very limited. So imagine you find the perfect home, you're so excited, you've spent months looking for it, and you realize that you're number 26 in line with offers. This is very, very hard, but unfortunately it is the reality of what we are seeing in Edmonton's market. Now, there are strategies to help you get your offer in front of people and actually at the top of the list. So if you follow along, I have some great strategies to help you possibly win in a multiple offer situation for a home that you have fallen in love with. My name's Madison Brown. I'm with Kick Realty and the Edmonton Dream Living team, and welcome back to our channel. This channel dives deep into everything you need to know about real estate. Whether you're buying, you're selling, or you're just thinking about the possibility of homeownership, we're here to guide you through every step of the way. All of our contact information is in the description, and we'd love to chat if you have any questions or you just want more information on the Edmonton real estate market. Without further ado, let's jump into it. The first strategy you can possibly talk to your realtor about, or your mortgage broker, or the bank you're using, or whoever is in charge of your finances, you can think about shortening your condition period for financing. What are conditions? Your conditions are basically what gets your house from the pending to the sold. Those conditions, for the most part, are going to be a finance condition, because even though you're pre-approved for a mortgage, you still have to get the final approval, and that could take up to 10 to 12 business days. So that finance condition is something that you could talk to your mortgage broker or your bank to see if that's a possibility that you can shorten that to make it stand out amongst others. I've had people be able to shorten them to 5 days, and even that 5 less days really does stand out, especially for a seller, because, and I'll tell you why, when your home is pending or you're pending on a home, it's great, but it's also hard for the sellers because that's time where their home is kind of in an awkward stage where they can accept backup offers, but no one really wants to put in a backup offer on a home that they might miss out on. So it is technically off the market. Now, going from 10 business days to something like 5 business days is definitely going to stand out to a seller because that's less time their home is in that pending stage. Another condition that a lot of homeowners have is a property inspection condition. This is where you have a property inspector come in and do an inspection on the home just to make sure that everything is going good. There's no major red flags that need to be addressed. If you can either shorten this, make it either shorter than your finance condition, this shows that you are really serious about the house and that you are also very, very secure on your financing. Because if anything happens with your financing, your property inspection has already been done and you've already paid for that. So that's on average around $500 to $600. If you're getting anything else added on top of that, it could be more. So that's money that would be out of your pocket either way if your financing goes through or it falls apart. Now, if you can completely get rid of these, if you're able to pay cash for the house, or if you're confident enough about the house that you don't feel that you need a property inspection condition, if you could completely remove these conditions, that is going to make your offer go right to the top, even if it's not the highest, because going from pending to sold is definitely a process. But if you don't have conditions, they don't ever have to get into the pending status. So it would automatically go to sold once they accept the offer. Obviously, very, very, very attractive to a seller to not have to sit on the market and hope that everything goes the way it's supposed to. But there's always that chance that something could happen either with the financing or the inspection. Number 2, if you can increase your deposit, which every offer you'll have to put a deposit down, whether that's $5,000, which is usually the average amount, or if you put more, this is more attractive to a seller, and let's get into why. A deposit is completely refundable until you remove conditions on the property and the property is now sold. If you walk away after the conditions have been removed, you will lose the deposit. But other than that, it is completely refundable. So this shows, especially when we have longer possessions, that you are not going to walk away because you have more money on the line. $5,000 is something we see more often often, but if you can push that to 10 to 15 to 20, whatever you're comfortable with, knowing that you will get that money back and it will eventually go to your down payment, this is going to be something that's going to make your offer stand out because you're less likely to walk away when there's more money on the line. Number 3, this one we're seeing more often due to how many multiple offer situations we're seeing in the current Edmonton real estate market. It's called a letter or a personal touch. And this is where buyers feel an emotional connection to the property and want to share why they love it. Now, this works in some cases, and I have had clients where we've won multiple offers because of the letter, but it really depends on who the seller is. Someone could be really emotionally invested in their property, making the letter something that really means a lot to them because they want their home to go to someone who's going to be emotionally attached and emotionally connected to their property. Some people, it's going to be more so money or other things that they need to happen for them to want to accept your offer. But I always say it's worth a try. I've had clients put a cute picture of themselves, really get to the nitty-gritty on why they love the property, what made the property stand out, and their plans for the property. And again, it really depends on the seller, but we've had cases where this has really showed that the clients are interested and in love with the property. Strategy number 4, a pre-approval letter. Again, with multiple offers and properties going pending within minutes, hours, days, it is important to make sure you have your pre-approval in place. Now, this is a very easy process, and it is just going to either your bank and talking to a financial advisor or going to a mortgage broker and starting your pre-approval process. This can take up to a week or a few weeks, but it is a really important aspect to have on your offer. This shows the sellers that you are pre-approved and they don't have to wait for you to go through that process because not always you get approved for or pre-approved for the amount you were hoping for. And again, that is another really important reason to get pre-approved because you could think you're going to be pre-approved for a $500,000 house, but in reality, after your pre-approval and after going through all your finances in your debt to equity ratio, you realize that you're only going to be pre-approved for $450,000. This does waste time in the transaction. And this time, again, like we're talking about, when this house is in the pending stage, it is really a time where the home is technically off the market. And it is the time where the sellers lose, and days on market is really, really important when you're selling your home. So I always suggest my clients reach out to their mortgage broker or their bank and ask them to write a pre-approval letter. This is very normal, and your banker or your mortgage broker will know exactly what you're talking about. And it'll just basically say your name, the date that you're pre-approved for the amount that you say you are. I personally always deduct the amount because you just don't need to tell people what you're pre-approved for because this can hurt your negotiating. Strategy number 5, limit the extra requests. I know it's hard when you go into a house and you see that maybe it's not clean to your standard, or there's a few things, some burnt out light bulbs, some carpet that needs to be stretched a little bit. These are all things that I understand are not the best when you want to move in and you don't want to pay for extra things, but in multiple offers, a seller is looking for the best offer. And if you go in with asking them to professionally clean the house, stretch the carpet, change the light bulbs, it does make your offer not stand out as well because it's extra steps that they have to do and extra money that they have to spend. So I know again that it might be something you really want, but if you are absolutely in love with this house and you don't want to miss out, I always suggest that unless it's something extremely expensive, that you keep it to you, saying that, you know what, I will get it cleaned, I will change the light bulbs, because at the end of the day, a seller is going to accept an offer that doesn't need them to do anything. So limit the extra asks, I always say. And finally, we're at strategy number 6. If you can be flexible with your possession date, that it usually does make a huge difference. On a listing, you will see that a seller is asking from 30 to 90 days, and that is something that usually is negotiable. But say the seller has a home that they're waiting for, they have to be out of town in a certain date, the possession is really going to be something that's important to them. Me as a realtor, when my clients want to compete in a multiple offer situation in a home they love, I always reach out to the agent and say, if you can share what their possession date is, what is that date that they want or is just going to make our offer stand out a little bit more. Now, this doesn't always win it, but I know for for my clients in the past, when they have a possession date for their new home, they needed that possession date for their home that they were selling. So possession did really make a difference for them, even if there was an offer that was a couple $1,000s more, but a possession that they couldn't work with. Having that possession date from the sellers and having that on the offer is something that's really going to stand out, especially if it's something that they absolutely need. So asking them, seeing if they will share what that possession date is and adding that on there is going to make your offer stand out. Maybe only slightly, but again, we're grasping at straws in this market. So if you are needing more information or you're a little bit confused on one of the strategies that we've gone over and you want a little bit more information, all my contact information is in the description, and I would love if you would reach out. Even if it's a small question, I'm here to help. This is a crazy market, and sometimes we just need a little extra guidance or a little extra steps to get you comfortable with the market first of all and competing for the home you love. So again, all my contact information is in the description. Please feel free to either call, text, or book an appointment with me, and we can go over anything that you need. Have a great day, everyone, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the little bell to notify you when we have a new video hitting YouTube. Have a great day, everyone. See you.